Good morning. How's everybody doing? So yeah, I had no idea these sled feet were going to be such a controversial topic in the last 24 hours over at MT6, an entire attack thread dedicated to, of course, attacking me, which isn't nothing new. Over them. Yeah, weird. I don't know. The original premise that I was curious about when I met the guy and saw the feet and talked to him about why he was using them was the same kind of issue I was kind of having with the rubber feet, which is on the wood. They tend to, if you even slightly overload your bipod, they really start to stutter. And as they move back, they hop, which I was noticing in the video was causing some rise in the muzzle. Minimal, but it was there. Since I'm having issues with POI, and that doesn't factor in the inability to see my hits because of the sun, and I use the wrong side of the cardboard. That's a whole other thing. I may try to find different targets that are a little better in the sun where I can still see. But the idea that he had that seemed logical when I talked to him was like, yeah, it was stuttering a lot for me on the wood, and so I grabbed these to negate some of the stutter. It's a little more free flowing back. I was like, that's kind of cool. Maybe I should try that. So I grabbed the set, and they look kind of cool. I don't know, and posted about it in MT6, and holy shit, the sky opened up and all the monkeys throwing shit like you're walking through the zoo and howling at you. That's how it feels sometimes. Now, oftentimes they are right, and I'm the one who's wrong. But my whole goal to test these was I was talking to Scott, and he sent some videos, and like Eric Cortina and some of the more accomplished long-range shooters, the topic of free recoil comes into play, and different like hybrids of that logic, whereas they're not really up on the stock with too much pressure, and the extreme version of that is they back off like an inch and a half, the way Scott explained it. Once they stabilize, they back off a bit and let the gun recoil without too much input, so as to not affect or cause any muzzle rise. Now, these guys are shooting like 1,000 yards, right? So I doubt 200-yard shots would factor in the same way, but that was the curiosity that I had, and that's why I ordered a set to see how they go. Now, I don't know who's right or wrong. And oftentimes these guys that throw the shit at you in these groups can be right. And there's a lot of dudes who really do know what they're talking about. But a lot of them also tend to, in my opinion, just jump on the bandwagon out of boredom, It's mass chaos. Oh, good, somebody else we can fucking shit all overthrow. Let's throw shit at them. And then it becomes this whole thing. It's been 5 years of this. I'm kind of used to that. Oftentimes I bring it on myself, but sometimes I'm just like, hey, I have a curiosity. I'd like to test it out. It might be a shit show, and it might turn out that they were right again, or it might lead to some unusually beneficial side effect that might be useful. Now, one guy did comment, I think in the video from yesterday or the day before, that if you're not shooting on snow or sand, these things really don't have a place, which might be right. I don't know. I'll find out when I go try them. Given the fact that I am tiptoeing and taking, any journey begins with a few steps. Longer range stuff is a goal because I'm enjoying that aspect of shooting. Not that I'm any good at it yet, but I'd like to get out. The whole topic of go check out the Aries trading facility. It's about an hour and a half, an hour and 45 minutes north of here. They have a range, I believe, out to 800-ish yards. The Volusia one is just not feasible. You have to schedule for qualification and pay $200, or join and pay $100. But still, the Aries is even further. But apparently they do offer day passes. You can shoot up to, I think, 400 without being a member. If you want to shoot any further than that, you have to have a full membership. And then the thought of it's an hour and a half away. It's a 3-hour drive there and back. How realistic is it if I joined a club like that, that I would go much at all, So that's the mindset. And it's like, well, make the drive. They have the distance. Yeah, I hear you. But realistically, am I really going to go? that much to justify spending $800 plus per year on top of what I'm spending on my local club, which isn't the best, but it's no frills and it gets the job done for action bays and some basic fucking 1-200 shots anyway. So yeah, that's where we are, dude. I mean, I don't know how this is going to unfold. We have other options. We got spikes and we got the rubber feet to throw back on if it doesn't work out. So we'll just have to go from there, give it a try, and if it turns out that it's a shit show and it's useless, then I'll admit it. That's fine. I'm always transparent and I'm always open to constructive criticism. It's the circle jerk monkeys throwing feces because they want to, because they hate you thing. And sometimes it gets so childish and so old and stale. But that seems to be one of their ways of entertaining themselves, and that's fine. Have fun. We only get one life to live. Live it up, boys. But anyway, we're gonna test these little bastards, and we'll see how it unfolds, and we'll go on from there. Have a great day. See you when I see you. Till next time, your boy, Jake America.